he knew the person's blood in those needles was clean and just wanted to see me stress, see me have anxiety and panic. Or maybe he knew that the blood was clean or was dirty and was hoping I got infected. One of the nights that I was locked in that room, he left, but left me locked in that bedroom. He made Ellen stay in the room beside the one I was in to keep an eye on me and make sure I didn't leave. She let me out of that room, and to that surprise, she let me help her cook dinner and take a shower. We bonded over the fact that she had lost a daughter and I had lost a baby 2 years prior. When he got back, she told me I had to go back in the bedroom. That night, while I was making dinner with Ellen, Bobby had gone to my drug dealer's house, broke in, and horribly assaulted my drug dealer, whom was in his late 50s, early 60s, and also robbed my drug dealer of every single thing he owned, along with all the drugs he had just picked up. Antonio later told me he had showed up at our drug dealer's house only 10 minutes after our drug dealer was on the living room floor, bleeding and unconscious. He woke up. Here, I can hold it if you want. Are you sure? He woke up and wouldn't let them call the ambulance. For the next little while, he could barely move, and he had no drugs to sell or money to pick up any more drugs. Bobby robbed him of everything other than his couch, a couple chairs, bed, and table, including numerous items of mine and Antonio's that our drug dealer was holding for collateral. Bobby came back and was wearing one of Antonio's chains and showed me all the stuff that he had just robbed. He told me if I stayed with him that I could get all my stuff back. The guy that helped Bobby rob our drug dealer was a guy that came around to Bobby's very often, and I later found out was Angel's pimp and boyfriend. One of the things that always stuck with me was when Bobby told me about his kids. He had 2 kids, a boy and a girl, with a native, a Cree woman. She took his babies away from him. She left with the kids, obviously for good reason. He knew I was native. Everyone downtown knew Antonio and I were native. Bobby started asking me what tribe I was from. I told him I'm Huron-Wendat from Quebec. He told me his baby mama was Cree from Quebec. He liked that I was also native from Quebec. I realize now that he had a thing for native women because of his history with his baby mother and the fact she was native. The night I escaped is a blur, but what I do remember is Bobby had gone to the store. By this time, Ellen would let me out of the room and talk to me when Bobby was gone. So I was getting ready to leave. I had taken off the clothes he made me wear and put my clothes back on. It was the end of October, beginning of November, so it was fairly cold outside. I arrived with a jacket, and I wanted to wear that jacket to get back to my house. I was looking for it when Bobby showed back up. He flipped out because I was trying to leave. I was still wearing my very beautiful and very expensive engagement ring. So Bobby grabbed my hand and started bending my finger backwards. My ring finger touched the back of my hand. I heard a pop, and I gave up fighting. By this time I was on the ground, and he was on top of me, bending my finger back. I gave up and he took the ring off my finger. He started feeling all over me, putting his hands down my pants. He said he was checking for anything else I might have taken that was his now. Apparently everything I owned, including my body, was his now. So I ended up, when I got out of there, I blacked out after he broke my finger. And the next thing I remember is just running down King Street to get back to my house. So our apartment was in the East End, and like I said, the place he locked me in was just down the street here. So I just came to running down the street, and I got home, and Antonio had been looking for me every single day. He'd been looking on the streets for me every single day, and he didn't go to the cops. Because we were drug addicts, the cops always, I guess, try to justify what people do to us because we were drug addicts. That's why it took me so long to go to the cops. So I got home, and Antonio and I just held each other and went to sleep. And that's the first night I had the dream. And this dream, I still have this dream every single night. And the dream is that I wake up and Bobby's standing either over my bed or in the doorway, and I just scream, and I can't, nothing comes out. Like, I scream and nothing comes out, and then I wake up, and this dream still happens every single night. We're still healing from this. It's going to take a long time to heal. I got pregnant with our beautiful baby boy 6 months after I was kidnapped. And this little boy helped us. His light helped us see through that darkness. So this happened in the beginning of November, end of October. I didn't want to go to the cops, but a lady that, I guess Bobby was going around downtown bragging what he did to me. So a lot of people that hang out downtown know. And this girl that I grew up with her daughter, she came to our apartment and she told us that the cops were trying to convict Bobby, and they already had 3 of the women that he did it to, and they needed 1 more. So I was obviously very hesitant, but I ended up going, and I got a video statement of me telling the entire story. A year later, I was about 8 months pregnant with my son after I went and told the cops, and they subpoenaed me. They told me I had to go to Bobby's trial. And Native people, we believe that when you're pregnant, any emotions that you feel, your baby feels that. I didn't, and I was obviously newly sober. I'm going on 4 years sober now, but that was I was only about, I'd say, a year sober when I was 8 months pregnant and we had to go to the trial. So I met up with a traditional healer that works at the Aboriginal Health Center, and her name is Jackie, and she got me out of it. I went to the court, my brother drove me, and he said he wanted to come in. I told him that's something I gotta do by myself. And I went and I met with the Crown, and things that lady said to me are just telling me that if I don't go, then he's not gonna get arrested and he's gonna come after me, and it's gonna happen a lot more of my Native sisters. But I just stayed strong. I knew they had my video statement. I knew they had 3 other women that were coming forward, so I stuck with it, and I didn't have to go to trial. But because I didn't go to trial, even though they used my video statement, and Bobby obviously saw that I testified against him with that video statement, they're no longer, I guess, able to let me know when he's released from jail, or they're not allowed to tell me when he's released from jail or anything. And I know that he'll be released soon, so every day I'm living in fear, and it just makes me so angry because the cops don't have the victim's interests at heart. It's as if they used me to get that statement, and then they got what they wanted from me, and that's it. Sorry, we got what we wanted from you. Sorry. So every day I'm living in fear. But I have my community to protect me. I have my ancestors that protect me. I have my medicines and my traditions that protect me. And because of that ceremony, because of my community, because of our medicines and our traditions, and of course because of our son, that's the main reason I was able to get sober. So I just wanted to share my story to help, I guess, humanize victims, because all we see is just a quick picture on the news of a woman that's been murdered or gone missing. And if she was a drug addict, they make sure to say she was a drug addict. If she was a prostitute, they make sure to say she was a prostitute. They don't mention that she's a sister, a mother, an auntie, a daughter. And I think it's important that we start humanizing the victims. You guys got to see me, and you get to see my beautiful son, and you get to see my community, and it helps humanize us. Sure, I was a drug addict and I was involved in really high risk activities, but that doesn't mean it's okay what happened to me. It doesn't mean that it's okay that we get raped, and that I was locked in a room for 2 weeks and raped multiple times a day and forced to do unspeakable things. It doesn't make it okay. So I just want to say, miigwech for listening to my story. I'm really sorry if I triggered any of you guys. I know it's a really intense story, so I'm sorry, but thank you for listening to me. I really, really appreciate it. Miigwech.